What's going on, my young sisters? Come talk to your brother real quick. Come talk to me. All right, we out here teaching the Bible. All right, y'all believe in the Bible? Y'all believe in the Bible? Okay. Take a look at this sign right here, right? You see this sign over here? On the right side, it says it's the names that we were taught here in America to call ourselves, but on the left is what God called us. So you Mexican, right? Or Mexican, Indian, Azteca, right?
Full Mexican, yeah.
Full Mexican. So according to the Bible, you come from the tribe of Issachar.
Right.
What's your nationality?
Black and Mexican.
Black and Mexican. What's your father?
Black.
Black. So according to the Bible, we are this. Whatever your father is, that's what you are. Because your father carries the seed, right? So you are a so-called African American, what they call you today, from the tribe of Judah, right? So we out here teaching our people who they are according to the Bible, and it's very, very important because we forgot who we were. You know how we forgot who we were? Through slavery, right? In slavery, do you have any records of history of your people going into slavery? The Mexicans? Because y'all went into slavery too. The same oppression happened to both of us. And then today you got us killing each other in the street. We got gang violence. We got single parent household. You see what slavery led up to? Us being destroyed as a nation. And that's what the Lord said. Let's get Hosea. Let's get Hosea 4 verse 6. I'm going to show you something about us and our people and how we living in these last days. And then I got a message for both of y'all. Watch what the Lord got to say. Hosea 4 verse 6. Go ahead and read that.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
The Lord said his people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Who is his people? Who is God's people? Because he said she said us. All praise. Let's get it out of the Bible. Because all religions have this Bible. You got Catholicism, then you got, well, they don't use the Bible, but you got all races and they have their gods, right? But the God of heaven and earth said his people are who? Read that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 2 and verse 6. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, art not the least among the princes of Judah.
You can come listen, sis. Go ahead.
For out of thee shall come a governor.
For out of Judah shall come a governor, read.
That shall rule my people.
Who's God's people?
Israel.
Who's God's people?
Israel.
God's people are the so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans. And how we know that is according to the prophecies in the scripture, right? You got to know the prophecies to know who Israel is. Because you know the prophecy about Israel, they're not going to know who they are in the last days. Why? Because of slavery, right? So let's go back to Hosea 4 verse 6. Hosea 4 verse 6. Go ahead. Hosea 4 verse 6.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So who is God's people? Israel. Israel is God's people. And he said, we're what?
My people are destroyed.
So we're destroyed from what? Our homeland. What is our homeland? You know your homeland? It's not Stockton. You know what I'm saying? We're destroyed from our nationality. We're destroyed from our culture. What is our culture? Christmas, 4th of July, Mother's Day, birthday. You know what I'm saying? We destroyed. The Lord said, my people are going to be destroyed in these last days. Read on.
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge.
Because we rejected what?
Because thou hast rejected knowledge.
So what is the knowledge we reject for us being destroyed? Because he said, since you rejected my knowledge, for that, you're going to be destroyed. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what knowledge is according to the Bible. You learning already. Let's see. Watch this. Read.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2 and verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So the priest's lips should keep knowledge, right? Knowledge, that's the topic. And the priest is a pastor, reverend, bishop. A priest is that word is interchangeable with a preacher, right? Reverend, all of that. All of that, they are our priests today. A priest is supposed to teach the word. Go ahead.
For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law.
What should the priest teach?
The law at his mouth.
So because the pastors today don't teach God's laws, we're going to be destroyed. You understand? That's why we're destroyed. We don't know law. We don't know order. And when you look in our communities, do we have order? We don't. Do we have structure? No, we don't. Do we suffer from self-hate? Yes, we do, because we don't know God's laws. We don't know ourselves. We don't even know who was the laws of God given to the Israelites. And if you don't know you the Israelites, you're not going to know your heritage. And let's get the heritage. What is an heritage? A culture, right? That's what your heritage is, your culture. So if you don't know you Israel, get Sirach 17 and 11, right? If you don't know your heritage and you don't know your culture, it comes from you not knowing yourself. So right now you're learning that you the Israelites, right? Because all this happened to the Israelites. After we go through this, right, we were destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Why? Because it is happened. Action blocks, slavery. You can identify with this, your history, right? But what about you? What's your name, sister, right here? Giselle. So this also happened to you, Giselle. Look. All this slavery happened to the whole 12 tribes. Right. But you went into slavery before us. But the people that conquered you, which is the conquistadors, the white people, the Europeans, who do they put on TV to show that they put into slavery? More so us. To disconnect us from you. But we really the same people. It's no difference. We the same. You got the same blood running through. Yeah. Aaliyah. The same blood running through Aaliyah's veins is the same blood running through yours. The same people. You the same exact people. That's why y'all spirit can deal with each other. Because y'all got the same blood running through your veins. Watch this. This is your culture. Read.
The book of Sirach, chapter 17 and verse 11. Besides this, he gave them knowledge.
So he gave us what?
Knowledge and the law of life for inheritance.
Because we don't want to keep our laws. We don't want to keep our culture for inheritance. That's why we become destroyed today. You understand? That's how we become destroyed today. Watch this. Get Deuteronomy 28 and 15. And now I'm going to show you something, right? I'm going to show you a couple curses to show you are the children of Israel. Because I still haven't proved that yet. We understand that God's people are the Israelites according to the Bible, right? And that the Israelites are destroyed for lack of knowledge according to the Bible. But who are the children of Israel in the last days? You understand? Because what the Bible's saying, how you know who the Israelites are? You're going to know by these prophecies that you read. I'm going to show you. Watch this. Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So it's a future prophecy. This is our forefather Moses 3,000 years ago. Read on.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
We don't listen unto the voice of the Lord thy God. What's the voice of the Lord thy God, y'all? The Bible. Right? Because we understand that Moses was dealing with the Most High, and the message he got from the Most High, he's spoken to the people. Just like how we doing now. Read on.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake you.
So he said, look, if you don't want to be obedient to my word, all these curses is going to come upon you and overtake you. So if a curse come on you and overtake you from God, what could you do to get out of that? But that's not going to work because he put the curse on you for not be obedient to him. So because now he put the curse on you for not be obedient to him, look at the result. We're going to read the first curse. Read.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
The Israelites are going to be what in the last days?
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Single parent household, gang violence, death, murder, suicide. Happening in our community, right? That's us. We got teenage births. We got all of that going on in our community. Give me some other curses that's going on in our community. Deal with me. What other curses that affect our community? Think about it. What are some bad things that's going on in our community? Are we getting educated in the school system? In the school system, they teaching now what? What are they teaching in our community? When you go to Stagg and go to Edison, that's our community. What are they teaching? They teaching now the kindergartens, they're bringing them up in homosexuality now openly. That's right. That's being cursed in the city. Read on.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field. How are we cursed in the field? Think about it. Look at both of us. Look at both of us. Wasn't we picking cotton in the field during the time of slavery? Yes, we were. Bananas, apples, think about it. Isn't the so-called Mexicans today still picking tomatoes, still planting the vineyards and doing all that today? Even when you drive towards Tracy, you drive towards that, you see all the vineyards. Who's doing all that? The so-called Mexicans today. The Mexicans is doing that. He's saying, look, the black and Hispanics, they gonna be cursed in the city. Watch, jump to verse 46. Watch this.
Verse 46. And they shall be upon thee for a sign.
So the curses, I know, hey, just give me your ear for a couple more minutes. I got y'all. Now I'm gonna let y'all do your thing. I got you. Right? So the curses is gonna be upon the Israelites for a what?
For a sign.
So how do you know you at A&M Market? How you know you on Bill Street? How you know the stop sign is right there? How do you know you on this is 8th Street? When you look at the sign. So the Lord said what?
And they,
the curses that we read,
shall be upon thee for a sign.
For a sign.
And for a wonder.
Yep.
And upon thy seed forever.
So the Lord said, look, you're going to be able to read these curses, and after you read these prophecies, you're going to say, only that happened to me and my people, to show that I'm the Israelites according to the Bible. When you read these curses, you're going to be able to say, this ain't happened to the white people. This ain't happened to the Chinese people or the Arabs. Tell me if this happened to the Arabs. Read the verse 68.
Verse 68.
This is another curse to show you who the children of Israel are today in the last days. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord, at this time in the Deuteronomy, he already used Moses to deliver us out of slavery, right? You know the story about Moses opening the Red Sea and then Israel walking out of Egypt. Let my people go. Are you familiar with that? It's okay if you're not. In Stockton, none of the churches is teaching this. I get it. I'm with y'all, right? I grew up here. They ain't teaching none of us that history, right? So the Israelites, they already came out of Egypt. So when it says, read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. So Egypt, what were we doing? The Israelites doing in Egypt? Remember, these are curses that happened to our people, right? We were slaves in Egypt. These people right here was in slavery in the time of Egypt. And I'm going to show you what Egypt means according to the Bible, and it's going to let you know what we were doing in that time. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt.
Out of the land of what?
Egypt.
What were the Israelites doing in Egypt?
Out of the house of bondage.
Out of what?
The house of bondage.
So Egypt means the house of bondage. What's another word for bondage? Tied up. That brother got it. Tied up. What's another word that's easier for our people? Slavery. 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 That's what it's talking about. So the Israelites will be in slavery. Read on. Oh, go back. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
Slavery.
Again. With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Now, what people went into slavery on cargo slave ships? What people went into slavery on cargo slave ships that we can read in the Bible for a sign and for a wonder to identify who the Israelites are? The blacks, Hispanics. The Lord just said that in the Bible, right, which makes it prophecy. Meaning you got to know when the dates are that it happened. 1619, transatlantic slave trade. That's when you went into slavery. You went into slavery in 1419 or 1493, right? So that's a prophecy to show that you are who? You are an Israelite.
Shalom Israel, Most High Christ bless. Deacon Nathan here of IUIC Philadelphia. You're tuned into Our Hidden History Radio, where we go into deep understanding and history of who we are, according to the Bible, hidden artifacts, archaeology, the geography, all you can think of that shrouds around our history of the Bible. We go into it in depth. So Israel, like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube channel, Our Hidden History Radio. See you then. Shalom, Most High Christ bless.
Do you know it? Do you know it? Oh yeah, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Do you know history?
going to show you that. You probably don't even believe. Please, I need my backpack. I'm going to show you. So this is a historic book right here, American Holocaust by David E. Stannard, right? So watch this, sis. Watch this. Get page 66 for me. So the Lord gave us a prophecy that the Israelites will go into slavery on slave ships, right? You with me? Right? So you got to know when that happened in history to know that that was true. But you can identify with that. They show that all the time in Black History Month, us going into slavery on slave ships, correct? And I'm going to show you, what was your name one more time? Giselle, right? So I'm going to show you that out of this history book, because you might not be able to connect with that. Like, oh, my people going into slavery on slave ships. No, that was black people, right? That's what we would think, right? But I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you something a historian know that they don't teach in school, to show that that prophecy in Deuteronomy 28 is for sure true. Watch this. Read After All.
American Holocaust, page 66. After all, Columbus had seized and kidnapped Indian men, women, and children throughout his first voyage.
You see that? And his first voyage was where? Here. Because who was here first? Who was here on this land first? California wasn't California before Christopher Columbus conquered it. What was it? Mexico. So you had the native Indians and the Mexicans here, and he seized and kidnapped who?
Indian men, women, and children throughout his first voyage.
And your forefathers was here, Janice. Janice, right? I'm sorry. Can I call you Giselle? I'm bad with names for the first time you meeting somebody, right? Giselle. Okay? So Christopher Columbus kidnapped many of your ancestors. You understand? He kidnapped many of your ancestors. That's why you didn't know your nationality. You didn't know you was Israel because you was kidnapped at one point in time, right? Go ahead.
Long before the requerimiento was in use, 5 at one stop, 6 at another, more at others, filling his ships.
Hold on. What did the book say?
Filling his ships.
Christopher Columbus did what?
Filling his ships.
Filling his ships. So when he was in Spain, when he was here, he was filling his ships to do what? Especially when we was here, when he conquered us, put it in the concentration camps, he put us on the ships. And why did he have to send us to Spain? Why? To teach you Spanish, to conquer you. That's what the conquistadors did, conquered you. And this is showing that Christopher Columbus used the slave ships to enslave the Mexicans and the Aztec and the tribe of Gad. He enslaved both of y'all. You understand that? I bet you ain't even know that. That's crazy, huh? Watch, read it again. Just read it through for the sister.
After all, Columbus had seized and kidnapped Indian men, women, and children throughout his first voyage, long before the requerimiento was in use. 5 at one stop, 6 at another, more at others, filling his ships with varied samples of Indians to display like exotic beasts in Seville and Barcelona upon his return.
So they were treating us like exotic animals. You understand? That's how they was dealing with us. Right? So watch this. Let's go back to Deuteronomy 28 and finish that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
The Lord said he's going to bring us into slavery again with ships. So now we can identify that the so-called black and Hispanic women went into slavery with ships, right? Now we can identify that because now we know the history. We got the books now. We not stupid no more because we the Israelites. You understand? Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
You're not going to see your homeland no more again. What's your homeland? What's our homeland? Y'all know? What is our homeland? Where we come from before we got here to Stockton? How old are y'all? 14? Oh, yeah. How old are you? 19? 18, 14 and 19. I'm going to show you what your homeland is because they're not teaching in the Stockton school system. Sisters, they failed us. Go ahead.
The book of Galatians, chapter 4 and verse 26. Yeah. But Jerusalem.
But what?
Jerusalem.
Northeast Africa. That's where we from. Read.
But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all.
That is the motherland. Jerusalem is the motherland. That's where we from. Now let's go back. Go ahead.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So the Lord is going to bring us into slavery again with ships. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more
You're
again.
not going to see Jerusalem no more again.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemy
We got off the slave ships. We'll be sold unto our enemies. Read.
for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
No man is going to have the power to be able to bring us out of slavery. Right? So the scripture said the curses shall be upon us for a sign and for a wonder. Reading those two curses about being cursed in the city, cursed in the field, us going into slavery on slave ships, who did that happen to? The Israelites. Who are the Israelites today? The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. So now my next question, why did God do that to us? Why did the Lord put the curses on us? I'm going to show you. Verse 15. Rock with me, y'all.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
The Lord is letting us know if we didn't listen to him, right? Y'all with me? Hearken means to hear. Y'all with me? Read on.
To observe, to do all his commandments
If we didn't listen to him and do his commandments, read on.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So if we didn't listen to God and keep his commandments, the Lord said all these curses will come upon us. So we weren't obedient. We didn't follow the commandments in the Bible. And that's why we're still living in the condition we're living in now, because our forefathers and foremothers were disobedient. Y'all understand how God worked with his people? He said, I'm going to leave them there. What they think a long time is, he said a day is only, he said 1,000 years to him is a day to me. You understand? So the Lord is looking down like, look, they still disobedient. Watch this. Now, what commandments do we got to keep? Get Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Let's get some laws. I'm going to give you some commandments now. Now the commandments got to come out because that's why we're in the condition that we're living in now. Right. You understand? So watch this. Deuteronomy 22 and 5.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So the Lord said that a woman isn't supposed to wear what belongs to a man, and a man isn't supposed to wear that belongs to a woman. That's called cross-dressing today, right? So what belongs to a man that woman isn't supposed to wear today? Think about it. What belongs to a man? I know you 14, so you probably really don't know. Through what's on TV, what's being promoted. All right, what belongs to a woman that men ain't supposed to be wearing? Think about it. According to God, you got dresses. Men ain't supposed to be wearing no dresses. Come on now. Men ain't supposed to be wearing bras, panties, lipstick, skirts. None of that. That's what belonged to who? A woman, right? And that's what the Lord is saying. Now read it again from the top.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Now the woman now should not wear what pertains unto a man. What pertains unto man? Pants. Pants. But we didn't know that. Why, Jay? Why? Because we were destroyed. Remember what we read? He said, the scripture said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We were destroyed from our dress code. We were destroyed from our dietary laws. We were destroyed from our homeland. We've been destroyed from all of that. And we forgot our basic moral and civil law on how to deal with each other, and even the dress code. Because think about it, you got the Arabs today. You see them in their garments, right? Then you see the Chinese. They got what's that green, the orange thing they be wearing, Ezra? The orange. It's a certain kind of garment. You know what I'm talking about, right? All these different nations, they have their dietary laws and their God and their customs and their cultures. But for some reason, the black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we following everybody else. You understand? Read it again from the top.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment. For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
And the Lord hate that thing, right? He hate that thing. Y'all got boyfriends? No boyfriends, right? But do boys approach you? They do approach you. You see that? So that's my point. They approach you also because of how you dress, right? Let me show you something. Give me Leviticus 19 verse 29. Actually, Deuteronomy 23 and 17, and then we're gonna jump to that, right? Because how you can promote yourself by how you dress. You feel me? When you deal with when you watch Megan Thee Stallion and you watch Cardi B do the WAP, and y'all not dressing like that, right? But you a little bit right? I'm saying you're not trying to promote yourself like that. You can be a nice girl, but how you dress is not how the man could be looking at you that want to get at you,
right?
Or the young man that want to get at you, right? Because you showing everything that he shouldn't be seeing. You understand? Watch this. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 23 and verse 17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
The scripture says there should be no whore of the daughters of Zion. You two are the daughters of Zion. And how you dress, you could be promoting whoredom. You understand? Not knowing it. You understand? Get 1 Timothy 2 and 9, and we're going to go back to Leviticus 19:29. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9.
That's why the Lord gave us a dress code, so you don't have to whore yourself out. Because you got teenage pregnancy, and then after young girls get pregnant at a young age, right? What happened most of the time? Work with me. You said what? They're by themselves, and what else? What's on the corner in every one of our communities where you can go kill the baby? Abortion clinics. That run rampant in our community.
Bring it out.
Since what? Since 1970, it's been over how many abortions?
19 million.
19 million murders. Because sisters don't know how to keep their legs closed. Because sisters don't know how to dress right. You understand? And y'all got control over that. Y'all have the right to say, no, I'm not ready. No, I'm 14. No, I don't even know how to be a woman yet. No, it's not time for that. No. It's okay to say that. Because there should be no whore of the daughters of Zion. You got to understand that. Read that again. So this is a dress code for you sisters that y'all can apply tonight. Go ahead.
The book of 1 Timothy, chapter 2 and verse 9. In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
In modest apparel. And if y'all brothers got pictures of y'all wives and all that, modest apparel, show them so they know what it looked like, because they ain't never seen it before. The scripture says what?
In like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel.
Modest apparel. That means loose clothing. Not revealing to cause sexual lust, right? Right, not attracting sexual attention. That's what modest means. So there's no such thing as modest pants. There's no such thing as woman pants. But there is modest dresses, because you can have a skirt on and still not be modest. You can still have a dress on and not be modest. You got to wear a flowing dress, right? And my brother's going to get pictures for y'all, because I know y'all probably never seen it before. But it's you can still look very beautiful, and you're not just putting on no potato sack to where it look like, oh no, I don't want to wear that. I can't look cute in that. You can still look nice in modest apparel. You understand? It's just you're covering your body. For example, when you see the East Indian women, right? Y'all can look at that and listen at the same time. That's fine, right? When you see the East Indian women, you see them be having the long garments on, and you see their face covered and all that. You ain't got to do the face covering, right? And if you're not going over the scriptures, you don't have to have your head wrap on. But they do follow the custom of long modest dress, and they covering their body up, because they know that they will be whoring themselves out, or getting a bad reaction, or promoting sexual attention. You understand? And we can't do that. So the sisters, us men, right? We got to get it together too, but y'all here, so I got to deal with y'all. You understand? Because that's what we lack in our nation, law and order.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC, has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.